How do you align yourself?
There's this 70-20-10 principle of learning. My strong recommendation is get together and understand what others are doing so that you learn from their experience.
To better understand another human, be empathetic and be compassionate, be kind, be human, be authentic.
It's not a stigma anymore in my community for a child to.
If you are, let's say, a fish, but you were still climbing the tree like a monkey and you didn't discover that you were actually a fish.
Try differently, which is important. Have the social network. Engage with it.
I think becoming self-aware is going to become a super important skill.
Empathy is going to be very, very important. It's important to be able to expand your.
Hi, this is Nitin Dua, your mind, health and career coach. In this conversation, I spoke with Sanjay Lakhotia, who's an entrepreneur and who was previously HR head for large corporates. And in this discussion, we unfolded the future of work in his perspective. I looked at his career journey and how he's pursued various challenges that has come his way and what you can take from it. We also spoke about holistic health, the importance of physical, mental, social fabric, and much more. The social structure, the corporate structure that's evolving, and the skills that are going to be required for you to stay relevant. I hope you enjoyed this conversation and see you on the other side. How do you align yourself then, right? In terms of, okay, this is happening at a structural level, but the individual also has to prepare in terms of aligning what they are best positioned to do.
Sure.
And sort of also something that not just pays the bills, but also creates a satisfaction.
Sure.
While at the same time, lets them grow and progress. And maybe over time, if they can, add the purpose and add meaning to their lives.
Sure.
If that's coming through work, what's your take on it? How should the individual think about it? Thank you for being here. If you can give us 10 minutes of your time each week consistently, you will gain new perspectives on aligning your career, your mind, and your health over the next 10 weeks and enhance your skills. Please subscribe to the channel, put your comments, and share the videos. By doing so, you become the first ones to get notified when a new piece of content goes out. You also indirectly help us reach out to more people and empower them and become part of our mission. Thank you so much, and back to the main video.
There's this 70-20-10 principle of learning, right?
Okay.
10% of whatever you learn, it says, comes from your formal sources of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Going to school, college, attending training programs, physical training programs, all of that, right? 20% is from experience of others.
Mm-hmm.
And 70% is your own experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to look at this framework and apply this, my strong recommendation is read or listen to a lot of people who are talking about some of this stuff that is happening to the world, right? And I have a strong bias still towards reading.
Mm-hmm.
So podcasts, ebooks, all of these are good, but I would use them more to come across new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But then to understand the idea deeper,
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely want to move back to a book.
Mm-hmm.
And once you've understood this, understand what others are doing. That is through your network.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe go to conferences, maybe attend
Yeah.
social gatherings where some of these people are coming together.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs have so many opportunities to gather together. Get together and understand what others are doing so that you learn from their experience. Whatever you are doing or learning in other places, apply that into the environment. So just as an example, we all know ChatGPT, right? That's something everybody started going and playing with it. We had fun with it first, finding about yourself, asking it to write a poem about you, your school, your organization, all of this we did, right, initially. But as people have evolved, you've started applying it to your organizational context. You're trying to find answers to the questions, right? And it's becoming more engaging and becoming more sophisticated in the questions that we are asking of it. If you don't do that, that 70% will get missed.
But at the same time, I want to be present too. This is your lens. This is your perspective. We started with perspectives. This is the way you see things right now. I probably have a slightly different take on it. I wouldn't say the 70-20%. And again, learning happens for different people in different contexts.
Sure.
Some people learn better through books. Some people learn better through videos. Some people learn better through experiences. But there's no denying the fact that you really have to, whatever you've understood, you have to put in action. And you will make those mistakes. You will have to iterate and you will come through. And, in fact, the skills that we were talking about, in fact, I'm an advisor to a company where we're not just even looking at it for the adult. if we can bring a lot of that back, we have developed a whole curriculum around this now, where you are actually teaching people from grade 1 to grade 12 in a step progression. How do you become, better problem solver?
Sure.
How do you become more aware? How do you become more resilient? So that you can navigate the whole space better, and you can constantly see your iteration and work in progress. There is this sometimes overthinking of what we have gathered that we have to let go of. But at the same time, be present to what new is coming and how best to leverage that. I feel like storytelling, resilience,
Sure.
AI, leveraging of that, they will become super important. I think becoming self-aware is going to become a super important skill, because then, what I was saying, the way I see it, to really align yourself of where you are headed or where you are best positioned. Because when you pursue and then, these things come, if you are, let's say, a fish, but you were still climbing the tree like a monkey, right? And you didn't discover that you were actually a fish.
Sure.
By the way, this is not, theory. This has happened with me. For a lot of period of time, I was actually climbing while being a fish. That's how I see it. Once I figured, okay, I'm actually a fish, then why am I trying to climb the tree? I rather find the water and swim.
That brings you back to the point that I was making, that you can't straitjacket people, right?
Yeah.
So you can't straitjacket people and say, this is what you are and this is what you have to do.
Hmm.
And which is where now there is a lot of opportunity for our children to be able to do different things that they want to do.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a stigma anymore in my community for a child to not become a CA.
Yeah.
Right? There are families who would say, अरे डॉक्टर नहीं बनेगा तो लाइफ खराब है, right? Engineer बनना ही compulsory है. We allow our children lot many different kind of opportunities today. So
Yeah.
there are opportunities which have opened up to build careers in things that we didn't imagine
Yeah,
could be
absolutely.
careers in those days, right? And that is helping people realize who they are,
Yes.
and then letting them succeed in those areas.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to go and pursue a few things to see how they actually work on you. You described, when you were describing Sanjay, that this is how you see it. But in retrospect, I'll say, there is a certain way life has flown through you. And if you allow it, it will shape you.
Sure.
It is shaping you, it is shaping you, it is shaping me already. I think we're just not present to it. Once we become more present to it, we can act with more consciousness. I think there is more satisfaction that comes, but there's more to it, of course. But I think that's one of the things that we're just playing on my mind right now. But I think it's been lovely, like in terms of understanding, your thought process and the way you have pursued life, or the way life has pursued you. But maybe to wrap up, through all the wisdom that you've accumulated through practical experiences, because I feel that they really shape you as in character, in the way you become. If you are able to put the right reflection to it, there is a lot of worth of experiences.
Sure.
But again, it's my perspective. I really appreciate everyone's perspective and respect that. Or things that people should keep in mind that they can implement in their daily life. Let's say they are mid-professionals right now, mid-career, still sort of figuring out where they want to go, and more importantly, have a more aligned and satisfying career ahead and unleash their potential. What are some of the things that they can implement from your learnings? Maybe they have to still figure out their context, but they can at least learn from the life that you have lived.
See, again, some of the skills or some of the behaviors that you will need to follow are going to be, I think, in my perspective, ability to unlearn and learn, which I said earlier,
Yes.
right? So if you are able to do that, you will be able to succeed in whatever life
unstoppable,
throws
right? Yeah.
at you, right? Second thing, of course, is going to be, and it will take me back to the framework that you talked about. So, which
The
is
WIP.
It will take me back to that framework, which is to say that have the social network, engage with it. I'm a little old style, so I would say in the physical form.
Sure, absolutely.
So meet people, talk to people.
Yeah. I mean, there is real value in I researched the brain, and there is real release of chemicals that you can't deny.
Correct. And discuss some of these things with them to understand everybody's perspective. It's important to be able to expand your horizon, because there may be things that you're not aware of.
Yes.
And there is so much happening today, and it's going to happen much more in the future, that it will be difficult for us to keep pace with what's happening or not happening. So there will be opportunities for you to meet people, understand what they are doing, learn from their experience in a much more uh, aggressive manner than what we are doing today, or what we are able to use that opportunity for today.
Yes.
Right? Empathy is going to be very, very important. Your
Yes.
ability to
100%.
understand others, their needs, and I say that it's going to become more important is because of the way we are becoming as individuals, especially because of the social media context. We are becoming uh, very aggressive to hold on to our point of view, throwing our point of view, and then it's creating a lot of challenges. So I'll say go back to meeting people, saying
Yeah.
it on their face. You will probably not say the things that you said.
Yeah.
It's important that empathy is an important thing that you develop as
Yeah.
we go along, because otherwise this entire way of interaction that we've created is going to create a lot of disharmony between
Yeah.
people. So that's the other important thing that we'll have to look at.
No, absolutely. I think harmony is a big thing going forward. And a way to sort of facilitate that is to better understand another human and be empathetic and be compassionate, be kind, be human, right? Be authentic, all of the above and more.
Try different things.
Yes.
Which is important. I have friends who have done MBAs, are professional singers today. I have friends who are doing photography after a very big,
Yes.
successful career. People who become painters. So, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, I was speaking at another event. The way I look at it is we are all explorers of the known and the unknown. So I really encourage, whoever's listening in and has stayed till this point to please go explore further, the unknown that you haven't yet. Try to connect the dots with what you have experienced so far and also let life flow through you. There is something in works that is happening through you. Maybe if you can develop the self-awareness, you become more conscious to it, and then you can really live life more joyfully, be more empathetic, be more considerate, and kind, and all of the above that we discussed earlier, and live a more holistic life, a more fulfilling life. And of course, a byproduct that is you're able to give more to your work, you're able to see work in a certain way, in a certain light, and really grow as an individual and unleash your potential. With that, this is Nitin Dua serving you with love and thanking Sanjay. Thank you again for your time, for your presence and your thoughts. I really appreciate your different sides of life that you were able to share with us. I think.
Thanks, Nitin, and I hope your audience enjoys this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.